What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Happy Father's Day, man. We really gonna dive into the markets today. We letting everybody join. I know it's Father's Day. Some people kicking it with their pops, but you know what I mean? Father's Day is one of those days that, sometimes maybe your dad just want a day to be left alone too. So keep that in consideration, Or if your dad likes making money, send him my way over here to the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée, and let's get it popping. Ninja Girl says there's an echo. Let's see. Ninja Girl, what's popping? Thanks for joining. Blockchain Cowboy in the house. Wonder what the echo is. Let me know if you guys hear echo. I don't hear no echo. Cassie's in the house. What's up, my homegirl Cassie Wolf? What's popping, y'all? I'm gonna let everybody jump in here for a minute. I got a big show today, and let me know if the sound sounds cool. I got the music just kind of quiet in the background. First thing I'm gonna do in a second here is I'm gonna play the Bitcoin Bestie music video. I have yet to show it on my channel. We released it on Monday on Randy Hipper's channel. So shout out to Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper. And man, we had a great time down there at the Bitcoin conference and making that music video. And I'm glad it turned out well. She really likes it, which is the most important thing to me. And we did it for the Bitcoin community. So definitely shout out to everybody to the Bitcoin conference and everybody who believes in Bitcoin for the future. But I'm gonna let everybody get a second just to join in here. I have not played the Bitcoin Bestie music video on my channel yet, so we're gonna get it popping real quick. I gotta show it one time. Spent a lot of time on this music video. First making the song, then the music video, and I really like it. I think it's the shit, man. So we're gonna get it popping. All right, Ninja Girl, right on. Appreciate the feedback there. We're gonna let me just quiet the background music for a second. I'm gonna just play the music video one time for the one time. And if you see yourself in the music video, make sure you say something in the chat or leave a comment under the video. Well, let's get it popping here real quick.
Randy Hipper.
Cassius Cuvée.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie.
Just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen live trading on a widescreen? Bitcoin showing you the steps to own it. We got the alpha, I bet you want it. I'm having fun, send a lecture on it. Randy, put a little extra on it.
It's mutable and decentralized. No censorship or hard cap supply. It's open source and we classify the blockchain secure, and that's exactly why. It's hard money with a new plan. It bounced a lot like this new jam. If Bitcoin dipped, then we ain't gon' trip. I'ma be bullish on you, fam.
It's great for those who just DCA'd. If you stacking sats and you trying to save, some like to hodl, some like to trade. I'ma do both, just ride the wave. When price drop, don't get angry. Man, that's just how the game be. I seen worse, nothing really pains me. I'm a Bitcoin bull, can't change me.
It's the best assets of the old times, like the 1849 gold mines. It's a gold rush happening in yo time. Every 4 years gonna blow minds. Let's see, investing. When Bitcoin met me, it blessed me. Positive is just how I live. All I gotta say is stay zesty. I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 By now you should know that it's here to stay. When inflation and fiat is running away. I've been here since back in the day when they said it would never hit 100K. You trust the banks? Well, I trust the code. Price predictions, I barely stress. Hit a mill in 5 years? Maybe less. When it does, you'll see it on the Daily Zest.
You should watch if you knew or a clever trader. She's too cool, you could never hate her. She gotta be the #1 educator. Could explain Bitcoin to a 7th grader. Gotta say what's up to the super chat. Special shout out to the last tipper. Bitcoin bestie, Randy Hipper. That shoe fit like a glass slipper.
This got my friends in a frenzy. We ain't even trying to be trendy. I'm a digital girl in a digital world. Out here repping it for Gen Z. We peer-to-peer cause the future's here. All grown up and permissionless. Now picture this, we're witnesses. By now you should know what the mission is.
Crypto winter is so frigid, it's no gimmick, but I'm cold with it. I've been in it since 4 digits. Price going up with no limits. I'm Cuvée like fine wine. Whenever I rhyme, come toast me. Grab the homie, raise a glass. One love to Satoshi.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie.
You gotta love it.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
Let's go.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée on the Come Up. And this is how we doing it on Sunday Funny. Happy Father's Day to everybody that's out there. Man, this is going to be a great show today, an important show today. I've got some great people in the chat. Got to say what's up to Darian, who just joined. My man Darian right there. He's part of my alpha group on Friday. You guys better know about it. But basically, today is the day I want to go over how we can make some money, man. All right. And I have a thesis that I'm going to go over where we are in the markets right now. You know, obviously, we're going to pull up the charts here. But I do want to go over, this is the Bitcoin chart now on the hourly. I want to go over some of what I'm going to talk about on today's show real quick. All right. So first topics here is this is going to be my favorite altcoin strategy. And just spoiler alert, I'm shorting. Okay. I am shorting a lot of positions. You've been following me on Twitter. If you're in the private Discord group, you would know that as well. I've got 19 short positions open in Phemex. Got 5 open in Breakout prop right now. We're going to go over those. Later, I got a weekly recap wrap as always, you know what I mean, about what happened last week. Definitely got that coming. It's a banger as always. And let's see whatever. First, okay, I showed my music video, and really I have a saying that I like to say. I had to write some notes down on this. One of the things I like to say is that I'd rather be rich than right, okay? And what that means is every time you enter a trade, you want to have a thesis. You're either bullish or bearish, right? Like you think, you got to have that thesis. You got to have that bias, or else you're not going to know how you want to set up your trade, right? And the whole premise of the way I trade is to protect the downside while maximizing the upside. So if what I'd rather be rich than right means if I'm wrong, like right now I have a bearish bias, I want to position myself so that it doesn't wreck me in the other direction. That's the main key. So there's multiple things that help you do that. But one of the most important things is I trade the weak altcoins short and the strong altcoins long. So this could potentially apply to crypto and to stocks as well. But for altcoins, to me, it's easier than stocks because we know what our bellwether is. Bitcoin is our bellwether. So we're always looking at Bitcoin first. So in my private group, I have the wave makers are in the private group. The profit circle is what we call a group, but it's my Discord channel. You basically have lots of different channels. We discuss stuff in the general chat, sometimes in the market analysis channel, but I have a special channel that shows the bullish tickers and the bearish tickers. And again, spoiler alert, there's a lot more bearish tickers. Now, what I mean is, sure, relatively bearish to Bitcoin, but it's not so much relatively bearish to Bitcoin direct one-to-one. It's have they been performing or outperforming based upon their own previous price action? And then compare that to how Bitcoin's been performing. So for example, right, this is a quick, easy example. We're going to look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin right here, right? When we hit the top, January 1st, basically, or whatever this is, this is January, first week of January 13th here, right? And everything dropped all the way down here. Then we came all the way back up. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high right here. But Ethereum was relatively bearish because Ethereum did not make a new all-time high. So percentage-wise, we're not talking about that. What we're just talking about is relative to itself. SPX is the one that did go. This was a scam. We'll go over that in a second. But basically, almost all these coins did not come back to their all-time high. These ones on this list that I'm showing you right now. So technically, the way I'm approaching this is that they are relatively bearish, okay? Many of them are meme coins, some sort of altcoins. I don't know what the hell they do. This one didn't do nothing, okay? This is one of my favorite shorts since this pump because it just has no strength, right? It's weak. It's a weak coin. A lot of these, right? So what I do for you, which I save you some time, is I have my long list of all these. You get what I'm saying? Like I go through all these tickers on a regular basis, and then I put it in the private Discord group. So if you guys are new here, you haven't been participating in the Discord, I suggest you tap in there because it's not just information for me. There's also other traders in there. So I'm going to pull it up here just to show you, right? So this is just like the general chat. And then over here, I've got the relatively bearish and bullish tickers that I'll put in there. Let's see here. Bullish is the bearish tickers. That was the list. I had put a screenshot of the list, but I have, I regularly update it. And then the bullish tickers, right? BCH turned bullish. So I put that on there as well. All right. So by the way, too, I got to call out a couple disclaimers here. Nothing on the channel is financial advice. The things you see on the screen here are the my affiliate codes. So I'm affiliate partner with Breakout Prop and Phemex. Breakout Prop is where you get $100,000 to trade for only $800. It's a prop firm, meaning they front you the cash. The thing is, you have to pass an evaluation first, and then after you pass that evaluation, that's when you get funded. We'll go over the rules later, but I have a discount code. So if you purchase the evaluation, GGRF7W, definitely put that in every time. You save yourself some money. Phemex. I'm an affiliate partner with Phemex. This is where I do leverage trading. It is a little bit different than prop firm trading. Leverage trading is on Phemex, and that's this one here. That's where I've got the 19 positions open. Now, there are different advantages of both. Phemex, you get to adjust your leverage depending on whatever trade you want to do. Breakout prop, there is no leverage, except for Bitcoin and Ethereum have 5x leverage built in. It's just that they give you more money, right? So in Phemex, the other thing, one of the big advantages of Phemex is that all of these coins that I love talking about, that I love shorting, they're available on Phemex, okay? They're available on Phemex. So when I go through my list here, all these coins, like, they're all available. They're not all available on Breakout Prop and other exchanges as well. So this is where I do my leverage trading. You can go in both directions, okay? So I kind of have to go over that. If you're noticing some patterns here, right? This is everyone's all-time high is like somewhere around here, and you see how much they ran out of gas, right? That's why these are my tickers that I'm shorting, okay? And then I can go back to Phemex to show you. I've got 19 positions open right now in Phemex. 19 shorts open right here. You can see them. All right. Now, this is my public account or whatever you want to call it. The one I do for my live stream. Don't have an excessively large amount of money in here. I do have a private one, which is where that screenshot on the thumbnail came from. And the reason for that, and I want to show you guys this, is because I have already been doing this shorting strategy. I've already been doing it. So I started it at the top. I started up here. So the coin that's on there is called Meme USDT, Memecoin, right? So I started this. I don't even know if I started up here. I think I caught it here. Yeah, I caught it here. This was higher, way higher over here. I didn't even catch it there. I caught it here along with, about 45 other meme coins in Phemex. So I've been shorting these all the way down. That's how you're getting that over 4,000%. Okay. It was what we call a giga short. Okay. Giga short, meaning it ain't coming back. You see what I'm saying? I sleep good at night, not worrying that this is coming back to all-time high. Now, the thing I want to talk about here that, maybe a little bit of a sensitive topic, but obviously we've got some news of war breaking out, a hot war between Iran and Israel. And, that's just not good for anything. You know what I mean? It's certainly not good for price action. It's not good for the people. It's not good for the world. Nobody wants war, bro. And so the reason why I bring that up in this context is because when you go through a period of a bunch of goofy assness on Twitter, that's when the meme coins get to thrive. But when shit gets serious, people not really trying to buy meme coins. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe Bitcoin. I'm not shorting Bitcoin. You know what I mean? There's different theses on Bitcoin, but like I think meme coins are done this cycle. They had a great run. RIP. That's my opinion. We will see if they end up coming back this cycle. I think they're toast. I don't think meme USDT is ever going to see this high again, ever for the history of ever. I think it's toast. Okay. And the reason is because Bitcoin made its all-time high here, but this one didn't. This one only came just a little bit. What's going to make it go back up to here if not Bitcoin? Bitcoin would have to have a whole nother bull market, basically, we'd have to have in order to get back there. So that's my basic, just the quick, in a nutshell thesis, right? I'm going to go into more details here in a second about the specific trades and why I think we can still do this. But I started talking about the fact that I just think people are going to have to get serious here in a minute. So in general, I like to look at the NASDAQ. I do not believe that crypto and Bitcoin have decoupled from the NASDAQ in the sense that if the NASDAQ tanks, crypto is going to still pump. I think if the NASDAQ tanks, Bitcoin's going to follow. Now, the percentage-wise, all that can kind of vary depending on, the moment of the day. But like, this is the NASDAQ starting to go down. If it goes back up, then Bitcoin could go back up. But if NASDAQ comes all the way, breaks this white line down, it's going to be bad. Like, so in my private Discord group also, I watch CNBC in the morning. I've been tapping into CNBC because I'm telling you guys, the TradFi, mainstream financial news, they can give you a good temperature test on what the overall markets are doing. Again, everyone can't do that shit. I'm doing it for you. So I posted a video of Mike Santelli on CNBC in my private Discord, and I said, look, guys, if Mike Santelli is saying that he thinks, oh, you know what? Oh, maybe this won't be the biggest deal in the world. S&P 500 will only pull back 5%. And, Mike, in the long-term scheme of things, we'll see it as the ebb and flow. Everyone's bullish on stocks because why not, right? They only go up, apparently. But here's the thing. For crypto, if the S&P 500 drops 5%, these weak altcoins are going to get destroyed, bro. Like, the Moondeg ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll look like doom for those altcoins. You feel me? So that's kind of the premise of, if things are bearish, I'm shorting weakness. Big time. All right. So now here we go. We got Phemex, right? I got my 19 shorts open on Phemex, everything green except for this one. So now I want to talk about a little more of my overall strategy of why I'm shorting so many. because it is a lot of work to short these. Granted, I've already done my research on the coin, so it's not like a lot of thinking I have to do in the moment. When I think we're reaching the top, I can just pick from the list and go in. But I like to have a diversified basket, and I'm going to show you a couple reasons why. Right, so all of these, let's say they're all working, 19, right? Really, there was one all from jump. Again, I discussed it in my private Discord group that was actually the strongest ticker besides Bitcoin. It's called SPX. It's basically a meme coin, and it's been so strong. I'm like determined out of spite to short it. But again, it's it was 1 out of 19, right? So I did get stopped out. I re-entered, and so far I'm green. And if you look at this, it looks like I caught the top, and this is for the fun of it, y'all. Okay, we call this revenge trading or something like that, right? This is just for the fun of it. I just want to see if I really caught the top of this bullish ticker because it's been so bullish. So other than that, the other 18 were more like bearish tickers. This is the thing I want to show here, though. This scam wick. Okay, remember when we looked at it at the weekly or whatever, the daily, that looked like, whoa, that happened. That was a scam wick. That only happened. This is the 10-minute chart. You see what I'm saying? This was not a real thing. This was an exchange thing. This was on Bybit. And this is the other reason why I say short a basket of them. Because you could have a scam wick come and stop everybody out. This is fake. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the market makers did what they did. So this is why you don't put all your eggs in one basket when you're trying to short something. Because we would have got fully liquidated and then it would have happened so fast. This is the 3-minute chart, okay? We would have been liquidated so fast that we wouldn't even had a chance to re-enter. So scam stuff can happen, which is why I like to have 19 of them. I didn't get stopped out on this one because this is actually the Bybit chart. But when we look at it on the Phemex chart, which is here, which is where I was trading it, you see the scam wick came, but it didn't go above, it didn't hit my stop loss or anything like that. So I'm just saying that kind of stuff happens, which is why I like to have 19 of them. The other one that went against me, turned out it went against me, was BCH. And I did re-enter on that. I'm not exactly sure what happened, why it's bullish. I didn't have time. I was driving around this week. I didn't really have time to see if there was some news on it or something. But it did turn bullish all of a sudden. So I'm down on it. And then in Breakout Prop, we didn't get over to Breakout Prop yet. You see, I'm up pretty big in Breakout Prop right now. I was up $1,000. Already giving back a lot. I re-entered at a higher amount because actually got stopped out on here. I re-entered because I'm like, screw it. I got, again, a basket of them. I don't think this is going higher. I think that Monday morning is still going to be bad news. That's what I think. We'll see what happens. We could have a pop that does stop me out. I got a pretty high stop loss on it. Relatively high. It's not that high. But basically enough where, you kind of got to be careful in Breakout Prop because the whole point is you'll get breached if you go minus 4,000 in a day. Obviously, I'm not going to do that considering I have, a lot of cushion because everything else is so green. But the premise of having a basket of them seems like a lot more work, and it is kind of a little bit more to manage them. But look at all the rest. I told you about the 2 bad ones, right? Now look, let me show you all the good ones, okay? Let me show you all the good ones. They're all green as hell. And the thing is, they're going to stay green. I have no reason to believe that all of a sudden Moondeg ran out of buyers. Let me come here. Moondeg ran out of buyers when it shot up this high. And even though other stuff went higher, Bitcoin even went higher, it's just been bleeding all the way back down. Same with this one. Same with this one. Same with this one. This is the daily chart. You get what I'm saying? Like, in order for me to get stopped out, they would have to go. So I'm basically preparing myself right now for the Giga short. Something I've been planning since 2022. Okay? When you live through a bear market, you start to realize that, these coins aren't going up forever. And I want to make one more example, okay? Most of these are meme coins, but not all of them. Look at Polkadot. How many people remember Polkadot last cycle? Polkadot was a huge project. They were hiring influencers. They got advertising everywhere. At every conference is a major presence. Clearly, they had a lot of money in Polkadot. It was a real project. It was the real thing. It was Web 3.0. It was supposed to do this. It was supposed to do that. This is the weekly chart of Polkadot. Weekly chart. This is April 2021. And the peak here was November 2021 at over $51, $52, okay? We're down here at $3.78 on Polkadot. This is a real project, or at least so I thought. And we're sitting here basically right near all-time lows. You're telling me if Polkadot can drop this much and never come back, that your favorite meme coin is going back to the moon? It's not happening, bro. You get what I'm saying? I'll put it this way. I would bet that it wouldn't happen, and that's what I'm doing, all right? So I'm basically shorting a whole bunch of these shit coins that I don't think are ever going to come back. And that's basically the philosophy of what was on the thumbnail, okay? Is that like if you think we've reached the top of Bitcoin, right? You do your TA in Bitcoin first, then every time Bitcoin drops a little bit, your altcoins ain't coming back the way Bitcoin might come back. Bitcoin came all the way back from this. Now, someone asked me one time last week, what are all these lines? These are different support and resistance lines that I have drawn on this chart for Bitcoin. Gets a little messy, but then, you zoom in, you miss past them. But basically, support and resistance is just places where price tends to bounce off. It's usually because of liquidity or there was a lot of volume at that time period at that price. And so a lot of money changes hands there. People are either trying to break even again, get back what they put in, or, there's a reason that price bounces off those things. People may have many different theories on why, but a lot of times there's some truth to it. The thing about it is when I do TA, I'm usually looking down here at market cipher B more than the resistance lines and support lines, because everything's a resistance and a support line until it isn't. You might bounce off that line 6 times and then it breaks through and it's like, okay, now what, right? So to me, it's all about momentum, which is what's down here. I know we haven't talked about that yet, and I'm going to get to market cipher B and the oscillator down here in a second. The other thing I want to talk about is bankroll management. That is the name of the game. So at the end of the day, when I'm trading, altcoins are going to give me that big percentage, which is why I can do the giga short in Phemex, right? I'm up 300%. Another 333, 224. I'm up a whole bunch. I'm up a lot of percentages on that. Some of these I got in before this recent. Nero's up 729% right now. You're not going to get that on Bitcoin unless you're doing super high leverage, right? And you could, but to me, it's like I may as well just do it on a coin that I know is going to be bearish relative to Bitcoin, and I don't have to risk as much money in order to get the same amount of money back or a high return. So bankroll management is the name of the game as far as if you're wrong, right? If I'm wrong and this is not the top, and let's say I get stopped out or whatever, I'm gonna refer back to market cipher B for this down here, the momentum, and see. To me, the cycles will usually move on like an 8-hour wave. I like looking at the 8-hour chart first. Let me come back to TradingView. I like looking at the 8-hour wave. So this is Bitcoin, right? You can say, okay, well, we got a green dot here. We did, but to me, this ain't really that deep. And when it ain't that deep, it usually doesn't bounce that much unless it was a pullback on like an upswing. I don't really feel that way. I feel like we got sideways chop. And this right here to me was kind of a sign. We hit an all-time high here again on May 22nd, and then we had this bounce, this little Elon Musk fight with Donald Trump, and then it pumped, and we couldn't get back above here. Not getting back above an all-time high here, to me, made that look like a dead cat bounce, and that's when I loaded the boat. Now, here's the thing. Actually, let me go back to that real quick. Here's the thing about that. That's Bitcoin, right? Get off this. Bitcoin went back to its all-time high, not to its all-time high, but it did bounce up pretty good. But look at Nero. I had shorted Nero here on this orange line. Nero went like this. It came all the way down here. It only bounced up to here. Not like if it was Bitcoin, it would have been like back up to here or something. It didn't. It's bearish. You see what I'm saying? This is still a relatively bearish ticker. So if I'm a betting man and I want to short this, I think we're at the top. Pick this ticker. Make it easy. Don't pick this ticker. You see what I'm saying? So in the private group I was talking about, we were chatting up, we were kind of joking. I was like, just out of spite alone, I want to try to catch the top of this ticker, and I did a pretty good job here, but I had also tried here. You see I got stopped out right here. So I got stopped out, I think, on the red here, right? So basically, I don't know what this line is, but basically I got in again right here. But this is, I really didn't have no business shorting this, and I called that out in the Discord. I discussed what my thought process was the whole time. Why short this ticker that's been bullish just because it's up so much when I could short a bearish ticker, a ticker like this that had gone up and started coming back down again, or this ticker, which, it's not showing me strength. So short weakness and go long strength. That's like, it saved me so many times. Because also too, if this works even on scalping, because if you have a bearish bias when you're doing your scalping strategy, let's see, I have a scalping strategy, I'll go over it. But like I do a lot on breakout prop, but it's like if I'm relative to Bitcoin and I'll do the split screen. Part of the reason why I built my thing like this is the split screen. I have it's probably better to scalp only one ticker at a time, y'all. Right now I'm not scalping, that's why I've got 5 tickers. All right. But I'll have like Bitcoin on one side and I'll have an altcoin on the other side. And so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and watch Bitcoin in real time just to kind of see what's going on with the overall market, the overall sentiment. And then I'm shorting against it. So like right now, if BCH is bullish relative to APT bearish, like I might want to get out of APT if this was Bitcoin and it was still going bullish. I'm like, nah, this ain't right. I'll get out of this before I lose or break even or whatever, before I take a stop loss. And then I'll wait for this one to turn bearish, and then I'll jump back in on the bearish ticker and go bearish again. So everybody, chat out there, say something if you're following along here with me, and also vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. We got some votes already in the poll. What I want to do real quick is I talked a lot about meme coins, and I just want to make it clear that this is not new to me. Like I said, I was planning this since 2022, and I basically made a song about it called Imaginary Traders in 2022. I mean, not in 2022, but basically talking about this. Everybody was hyped. This was last year. And I was like, man, everybody's so hyped these meme coins. They really think they're going to the moon. I said, fine. My long-term bags, I had all these spot bags, all these utility coins. They weren't getting no love, but then altcoins were getting all this love. I'm like, man, this is fake. I know me. I know how to trade. So I said, all right, I'm getting back in the game. You know what I mean? And so I made this song for when I appeared on Flop and Groper's show. It's called Imaginary Traders. I don't make a lot of cover songs. This was actually a Jay-Z song, was called Imaginary Players. And if you know that song, you're going to know why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking at the beginning of it. I'm kind of copying what he's talking about, but I'm applying it to what we do, which is trade here. So anyways, I'm going to play this music video for you one time before we get to the weekly recap wrap, because it gives context to what I've been talking about as well as what I say in the weekly recap wrap. So here it is. We're going to go one time. I'm going to have to show you guys Imaginary Traders, because in hindsight, you're going to see, oh, Cassius Cuvée really was on this. And the reason why I'm showing you this now, because in a year from now, you're going to be like, oh, he was right back, on today, on Father's Day in 2025. All right. So let's give it a try at one time for the one time Imaginary Traders. Yeah. I mean, like, I got to be the pioneer of this trade-of-taming shit, I was the one on the cover of the Wall Street Journal when they was buying Twitter followers and shit, man. I was the one on CNBC rapping about trading this shit, man. Been on the biggest stage for anybody, man. Bottom line. Now let's see how many real rap fans fuck with market cypher. Check. I retired a hit maker on fire, I spit vapor. Join the market cipher, inspire and get paper. Pushing price up and down like the top of a roller coaster at 100K over. Be swole as the flop and groper. I ain't talking broker when I say what's cracking. Post your gains, not bragging, just to show what happened. See, the MC caters to nothing but real traders. It gave us a better edge than a gamble in Las Vegas. Some people got fantasies, and I ain't trying to damage y'all, but I always kept it real. I ain't never believed in Santa Claus. Y'all be chasing trends like a school of fish. I been knew how to swim. I can win in this foolishness. What's going up in here? I ain't wanna duck in fear. You wanna trade memes? Fine, in here. Hold my fucking beer. Long-term utility, they stay fading. So fuck it. I'm making a living off day trading. Stocks, Forex, or just a crypto lifer. Either way, you getting paid off using the market cipher. Hit my referral link. Get your whole team joined. We'll run for president just to pump your own meme coin. In the meantime, I'ma just swing mine. Looking at the charts like green is green, fine. I don't care if you don't pay attention to all the shit I played. The only thing I pay attention to is the momentum wave. There's a lot of tickets that I think I may buy. Shoot, they claim AI, but they don't really say why. Pencil necks talk a bunch of shit, but really need to shut their lip. 100x, double it, and go buy the fucking dip. Ask apologies, and it hurts for me to say this, but I'm still inadvertently intimidating haters. The speed rap went over your head, I'ma slow it down. Versatile, any style, I'ma hold the crown. The king they hate, like eating pork when it's Ramadan. I only fire back if Andrew Tate and Elon respond. See, I ain't playing games with you fucking lames. You came with a troll? I came for the fucking gains. Everywhere I look, I seen vultures. You here for the meme culture, I'm here for the green culture. I'm focused on filling up these extra big bags. I'm talking rags to the riches like the kids from the past. Got the game from the school of hard knocks. You never skip class, I'm from East Oakland. We ain't playing with your bitch ass. I filmed Spac Dream and guaranteed it'd make a big splash. The song hit fast and gave financial news whiplash. Proved I can go viral as many times that I wanted. I just don't give a fuck about the likes or a comment. I don't need to go out of my way for the attention. Nowadays it's kind of strange, people pay for the attention. Coinbase sucks, you trade like real cucks. You made 9 cents a coin, I made $4. Multiplied by whatever's, it's 45 the leverage. Winning all the hedges and Cuvée's the beverage. Fine, I'll trade memes and anything else. Baby, I choose rich, I'm like, give me the wealth. Like Jay-Z, this song is most important. It's throwback. Don't talk to me about rap if you motherfuckers didn't know that. Long-term investors, y'all funny to me. Making money being you, but still you wanna be me. Guess for every percent you make, it's like 100 for me. But now you hating to see they feature me on CNBC. Yeah, it's funny how one meme can fuck up the game. Oh, you only bought spot? You better get your change. You can't 100x leverage and switch exchange. You ain't sniped 1,000% and fix your aim. Imaginary traders. Imaginary traders. Imaginary traders, man. You probably hop in my comments and that's some stupid shit like, hey, yo, dog, how much does the average MC trader make an average day?
Like 30 to 40 grand, cocksucker, beat it.
And that was imaginary traders right there, all right? There was a few things in there in hindsight that you're probably like, what? Right? I said and run for president just to pump your own meme coin. Yeah, I seen that coming. Months before that happened. I knew that was about to happen. Come on, man. I knew that was about to happen. Just like I said last week, I knew Elon Musk and him would get into a fight. Come on, bro. You can't have two egos that big and be no fight. But yeah, man, I mean, listen, I could see what's coming. You know what I'm saying? And you know, basically what I'm talking about in this song, when I got on CNBC, if you guys don't know, I made this song called Spac Dream music video where I got on, you know, they loved it on CNBC and covered the Wall Street Journal. Basically went viral. You know what I'm saying? And it's about trading. And the point is, like, I could see things coming sometimes. And I seen this whole meme coin thing. And I was like, I'm not saying it's the top, but like, I'm going to be ready. Let me put it to you that way. And so when I start revealing my other portfolio, I really am just waiting for it to tank down to zero. But my main portfolio here, where I have all the meme coins, are up 3, 4, 5,000% and shit like that. Wait till I'm gonna reveal all of those. It's just a little taste on this screenshot here, because it ain't coming back to all time high. It's not happening, bro. You telling me a Polkadot and Algorand and all these other coins ain't pumping, that meme coins are gonna be here forever? I'm sorry, bro, they not. And so for everybody watching this, it's still an opportunity to get in. And that's what I'm talking about here. You feel me? Make me rich, Cassius. Right on, Cassius. Yeah, and that's the thing. And so it's bankroll management. Listen, I think we're closer to the top than the bottom for meme coins. I'll put it that way, right? So now with leverage, though, is how you get those big percentages. So for those who don't know, right, like you can't get over 100% shorting unless you're doing leverage, right? That's why it says 4,000%, right, on a short. So basically, you know, those are 50x, and you don't necessarily have to do 50x. But yeah, I'd rather be rich than right too. Yeah, exactly. So it's bankroll management. Like if this is, you know, Nero, you know, and if you think it does pump all the way back up here, if something starts going against you like this much, you're like, okay, all of a sudden the meme coin fervor comes back for God knows whatever reason, and you start seeing these kind of pumps again, you can get out. And you just wait, and you're gonna look at the daily or something, and you're gonna be looking down here at the momentum waves on Market Cipher B to see if we've peaked out. Because see, this won't show you down here. This won't show you price. This won't tell you how high it's gonna go. I'm gonna be waiting for it to stop. So that's the thing. Here, let me make this a little bit bigger. So this is Market Cipher B, right? When this pump came up, remember that was basically this epic pump right here that we had, right? I mean, I say epic, but it wasn't as epic as, you know, as this drop, right? You know what I'm saying? But this was a pretty epic pump, right? Ain't no telling when you're in the middle of it. So get out. Don't really call the top. It's better I'd rather be late than early, to you guys. And honestly, a lot of times I'm too early. I'm going to keep it real. But I'm watching it, so I don't mind. This is why I survive in breakout prop longer than a lot of people too, because in breakout prop, you're too early, you're going to get wrecked. I mean, you're going to get breached is what happens, right? You go minus 4% a day, minus 6%, you get breached in your account, you got to buy another evaluation. I'm waiting and I'm watching Market Cipher B down here. Now, this is the daily, right? If I was doing breakout prop or looking for entry, I'd already want to probably see a red dot come, really thinking this is coming on the daily. Now, here's the thing. So, Cassie, you know, we're talking about Market Cipher here and Market Cipher B, and I'm going to go over it more in detail with you probably another day. But the main thing is, so let's say like when this was coming, keep in mind, maybe you already know this, but keep in mind that on Market Cipher B, all of the dots always occur in order of the time, right? It makes sense, right? Like you can't have a 2-hour red dot without there being a 1-hour red dot occurring first. And just like I can't get a daily red dot until like there was already a red dot on the 12, 8, right? So you're in real time, you're looking at this and I'm seeing a candle like this. You know, one thing I realized, guys, one of the reasons why some of this is so hard to explain, I'm not a great salesman because a great salesman always speaks definitively. Buy when here and sell when here. And that's all you got to do. But once you trade long enough, you know it ain't that straightforward, right? You got to drill down. You got to say kind of if this in that kind of a couple situations, right? I got really good at just looking at candles, man. I'm like, I see a candle like this. I'm like, okay, look, if this is not a short squeeze, so let me call this out real quick because I have a whole short squeeze strategy, which is different than this. If I was only looking at this one candle right now and I saw this like this and I didn't look at any other tickers, I wouldn't really know if this was a short squeeze or if the whole market was pumping like this. I wouldn't know. And that's when you do have to look at your other tickers. I don't want to click off it right in this moment because it'll push it to the front. So in that moment, when this candle pumped, other stuff was actually still pumping. It wasn't a short squeeze. If this was the only candle that pumped and like say Bitcoin and everything was dropping, then it would be a short squeeze and then I'd be waiting to short it. I'd be waiting for this, like probably the end of this candle, I'd probably go in for a short. And then even if I was wrong, then I would cut my losses, get out, and I'd wait for that momentum. But the point is, it was 1 hour, and then, eventually the 1 hour, the 2 hour was going to show up. That's what I was talking about. So basically, eventually the 2 hour red dot would show up, then eventually the 4 hour red dot would show up. And what's going to happen is you're going to get to the point where you're like, okay, are we finding a top? Sure enough, they had a scam wick right at the top. And I love saying enter on the scam wick, or at least wait until it comes back down. I mean, maybe you're asleep, depending on the exact time it happens. But you do got to spend some time watching, okay, this is the ticker that I think is the good one to short. Like this was a bearish ticker. So I was waiting for it to finish that momentum, And it's hard, right? Even on the 8 hour, it gave me a couple false signals, right? It was still bullish, right? And I don't think I got in. I think I really was patient on this one. And then, but even if you did get in early and you got stopped out, no problem. You didn't catch the top. It's better to be late, though. Get a couple candles in a row going in your direction, and then what happens is you get a retrace. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I didn't enter here. I may have entered here. I can't remember. I have to check. Probably on this retrace, because often you get a retrace. The 8 hour will show you the sign. You'll get the first 8 hour red dot. This time we had a couple more. Another quick tip on market side for B. When you see these flat waves, that's almost a sign that price is going to continue up higher. I promise you. Like, the flat wave, even like on this wave, it was like, price is going to come up. A lot of times, especially on the higher time frames, like the 12 hour. Let's see what the 12 hour did. Yeah, see, I remember that. We were talking about this. These flat waves, I didn't love this kind of shit. They gave us a red dot right here, but because it probably had a little bit of a dip in real time. But I was like, this doesn't feel like it's over yet, And so this 12 hour wave, this green dot came, it was like, And again, at some point I had to pull the trigger. So I think after this retrace, I was like, this seems pretty high. Now, let's see, where was this? Let me zoom in here a little bit. Oh, no, wrong one. Oh, I just deleted it. Hold on. Come on back, market driver B. There you go. All right. So, where are you now? Should look different when it's over here. Hold on. So, right here, this is May 12th. I want to pull this up just to see how high it was. May 12th. We're looking at a red dot at 80. That's pretty high. I usually have my things drawn here. I like to draw the lines at 75. I'm surprised I don't have it on the sticker. I get so good at some of this stuff, you guys. I don't even draw the lines anymore because I can just see. But anyways, basically, at some point, enough's enough. And the momentum waves are telling me when I think that's going to happen. And that's where I feel comfortable going in. Now, granted, you also have other things like, that's when you start incorporating support and resistance. It always starts with market side for B first for me. I'm like, okay, momentum is slowing down to the upside. You get in a retrace here or something. I can't remember if I entered here or here. It may have been here. But it was like we caught this retrace. For me to be bullish, it's got to break above this swing wick high, And then in Phemex, do like 20x leverage. Maybe it's a little steep. Maybe just do 10x, whatever. I'm kind of good at it, but I don't mind also if I got stopped out to re-enter because I was committed to watching it in real time, right? I was at that point in time. I wasn't looking at 12 hour. And that point in time, I'm zoomed all the way in. I'm looking for these peaks. You see what I'm saying? And I'm seeing peaks like this not break out of this. See a peak like this not break out of this. Like at some point you're going to enter, and you're probably entering on the red on the way back down here. And then, and you're seeing if it's been. That being said, I'm also watching Bitcoin at that time, and I'm seeing if Bitcoin is trying. This is what happened. Bitcoin and Ethereum. I am watching Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'll tell you why. Bitcoin represents Bitcoin, and Ethereum sometimes represents the altcoins. So when I'm looking at Ethereum, I want to see. This is. I'm gonna give you the ideal setup. I'm gonna just look at the camera and tell you the ideal setup. The ideal setup would be if Bitcoin starts pulling back, then the alts. Oh, I know what I was gonna show you guys. Hold on, I want to find this. This is the perfect ideal setup. All right, the Wile E. Coyote running off the cliff. All right, This is what I wanted to show you. Wile E. Coyote running off the cliff. Oh, where was it? Wile E. Coyote running off the cliff, and it does like that's the altcoins not knowing that they're supposed to tank yet. And it looks over at, hold on, I have to find this shit. This is like, it's the perfect visualization of what I'm seeing when I'm looking at the charts. Like, I have to show you this real quick, all right? Because, there we go, here's Wile E. Coyote. I'm in my Discord trying to find the post here. Oh, come on. Because I was going to show, I knew there's one more thing I was going to show on this show that I didn't have lined up. Here it is. Okay, let me pull up the Discord real quick, all right? This, Wile E. Coyote, all right? Can you guys see that? Beep, beep. And then it falls. All right. That is what is happening. That is what happens with the altcoins. Everyone gets hyped and they think everything's going to the moon. Everything's going to the moon. But really, it's right here on this beep, beep, right when Bitcoin drops, right? Because Bitcoin already dropped, right? Bitcoin didn't make the new all-time high. But then we've got Ethereum did pump up here. Oh, let me go back to the chart. I'm sorry. Bitcoin didn't make it. So first Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin didn't break out above its previous high. You see what I'm saying? Relative to itself, it was bearish. Or this Bitcoin just is what it is. It's like the bellwether, right? But then Ethereum was bullish. So when Ethereum broke out, and I got buddies out there thinking Ethereum's everyone 3,200, Bitcoin's going 30. I mean, Ethereum going 3,200. Maybe it will. It's land on support for sure. But like, I didn't think it was going to do it as long as Bitcoin was dropping. You feel me? And even if it did, once this started dropping, when I start seeing other altcoins keep going up. Now, this was the strongest ticker. You don't want to short that. But like, there's some other tickers that were like still going up. I was like, nah, man. Like they're meant to. This is not. They're fake. And that's the ideal situation where you got Wile E. Coyote hanging off a cliff and beep, beep, he don't realize he's supposed to fall. Bitcoin drops and then Ethereum drops and you see some altcoin in a short squeeze with some ticker going like this or something, some candle going like this or something, short that shit. It ain't going to the moon. You see what I'm saying? That's when you enter. That's when it's worth the risk versus reward. That's when you do all your other TA, whatever other trading strategy you want to do, you can employ, whatever kind of, moving averages, all that other shit, whatever else you guys want to do on the price chart, be my guest. But I'm saying on a relative price action, crypto is easier for me to trade because I know what the bellwether is. It's Bitcoin. And then for alts, maybe it's Ethereum. But again, it's the fucking NASDAQ, man. Okay? If the NASDAQ tanks, crypto's screwed. This is the thing I want to show out to. One more thing, and I'm going to show the weekly recap wrap. Okay? One more thing on this. All right? So this is January, this is February where, we had, I don't know, Judgment Day or whatever the hell they called it. and everything crashed, right? And this is a pretty epic crash. It's like a COVID level crash, to be honest with you. And take a look at a coin like, I don't know, pick one, APT, my new favorite short, right? Degen, actually, I love Degen, and I'm not in the Degen short this time. I don't get it. But basically, yeah, we'll go at Degen. Degen fell off a cliff, right? Degen actually peaked here. I got to go back to here. Sorry. Degen peaked. We won't even count this 2024 stuff. Degen peaked here, right? November 2024. It gave us one more pump, like, December or whatever, right? It dropped all this way down here, and then it only came back up to here. What percentage is that? Let me just see what that, we'll even call it just from here, from December to here. That's 92% it dropped. 92%. And it tried its damnedest to get back up there. But once everything else started returning, I had no reason to believe that if Bitcoin and everything else started falling, this was going to go up. Why would it do that? I have no reason to believe that this is the one that's going to just lead the market to the promised land. Not going to happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as Bitcoin and Ethereum start rolling over again, I'm like, nah, give me my short tickers. Even though they didn't come all the way back up, they're still gonna make me money on the way back down because they're not gonna go up. They're not gonna go up while Bitcoin is going down, and nothing's going up while the NASDAQ is going down. Okay, that's the real thing. So where I'm at right now is I've got in my Discord channel, I have this thing called bold predictions. All right, so people put in your bold predictions. Whoever's right, whatever your long-term price prediction was or whatever, I'll call you. I'll give you a shout out, give you a lot of praise. My bold prediction, I haven't even put one in there really yet. My bold prediction is that this might happen to the NASDAQ. And, Mike Santello, like I said, if the S&P 500 gives you that little 5% pullback or whatever, crypto will get trashed. Because think about it. We've already had stuff starting to pull back, and the NASDAQ's only dropped this much. Hell, the NASDAQ was going higher. Imagine if the NASDAQ actually drops, you know? And so I drew this. This was a rough draw. I drew it in one try, okay? And in fact, the screen was running out, so that's probably why this got straight down at the end here. Maybe that's a little steep. But then again, it just happened, so it's not like it can't happen again. But I'm calling the top, if you will. And it's a good, because if I'm wrong, remember, I'd rather be rich than right. If I'm wrong, we do break out of this, that's fine. We cut all our losses, and we're bullish again if we break out. But if we're right, I'm catching the top. And so I got my giga short rate. Like the giga short risk to reward is so great that I'd rather take that risk. I'm not closing these Phemex. I open up another Phemex account to do short-term trades. I'm keeping these open, and whatever happens, happens. So if the NASDAQ drops Monday, right, we're on the weekend right now. If the NASDAQ doesn't make a new all-time high, which it might not, we're bumping in, obviously. I mean, I don't even need to draw a line. It's like obviously resistance here. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, right? It's an all-time high, right? Peak, boom, peak. We're setting up for a mother load of a double top here. A pretty big double top. You know, I drew this line just to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? See what happens on these dips here. You know, we'll see. 2022 is actually a pretty steep bear market. I am part of the theory thinking that a lot of these bear market runs won't last as long as they used to be. I do actually kind of think that. But I tell you what, if the NASDAQ drops, crypto ain't holding up. Even if this little drop here comes, Bitcoin's going to tank. The alts are going to get crushed. And maybe there'll be a little bump like this. And yeah, we're back. And then, brrr, you know what I'm saying? So I look at the NASDAQ just as much as I look at Bitcoin when determining what I think my shitcoins are going to do. All right. So that's that right there. I want to jump into it now. It's been a little bit later than normal because I played the other rap. I got to show you guys the weekly recap rap. You know, I think it's pretty dope, man. You know, I'm also speaking on real shit in all of my raps, you know. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to pull up the weekly recap rap. This is my 5th weekly recap, y'all. Weekly recap rap. You know, and this is my, 34th live stream. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me, everybody in the private Discord group. If you guys out there listening, please like the video, share it with friends and stuff like that. If you get any alpha, you know, any knowledge about the game or just having a good time rocking with your boy Cassius Cuvée, I appreciate the tips out there. Shout out Cassie Wolf. She gave me a tip. I really appreciate you. Only the second person, I think. Actually, I think it's only the 3rd super chat I ever got. I appreciate you for sure. And definitely give this a like. You're gonna get a little show for your money here when you join the Come Up with Cassius Cuvée. You feel me? You know, I like to do it big for y'all, and make sure you support me using my referral links. But also, I only win really if you win. So anybody uses my links. Also, I gotta say this: if you sign up for Phemex using my referral link here, GMMNX5, you get free access to my Discord. My private Discord is $99 a month, but I give you free access for 1 year. If you use my referral link here, my invite code for the first 50 people, we're almost actually up to the 50 people. I had a big rush at first, kind of slowed down, but we're getting closer there. And you'll get free for 1 year on my private group. And then, you know, you don't got to pay anything. You're in there, and there's people to learn from, as well as there's, anybody to answer questions or contribute. If you got good trading strategies, share them, and I'm going to help promote you as well. So anyways, we're going to get right into this right here. Week 5 wrap. It's wartime. And I ain't talking about the crypto trenches either, man. It's real out here. But first, I'm gonna rewind back to Monday. Couldn't wait for Monday morning to release the music video. You knew for sure that Randy was a star, but now you really know. When Biddy's price popped, right when Bitcoin bestie dropped, we had Twitter jumping while it's pumping, cause they know it's hot. My video's the top, well I'm comfortable up here. I should pull out a cold drink in the beach chair, trading both directions, making money in each year. I'm loading up the boat when the gauge is in deep fear. I think it's time you listen, I'm confirming my suspicions. I got 19 short positions, and they all with high convictions, and they all got one condition. They all relatively weaker. When the price is going cheaper, spot them like a heat seeker. Then war hit the market in the groin. Shit got real. R.I.P. to your silly meme coin. If you're sick of losing, well then bring your ass here. These imaginary traders didn't listen last year, but now since it's Father's Day and I'm the daddy to this, all you finance rappers, y'all owe me some gifts. Yeah. Been on CNBC, cover the Wall Street Journal. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Rapping and investing. It's the come up. Let's go. Yeah. That's the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. So, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me here. And I just want to say, man, a lot of stuff that I've called out has come true. And it's kind of funny because, you know, I be giving people the game on Twitter all the time. I don't get no fucking likes, hardly any likes. People don't be sharing my shit. You know, it's like whatever, bro. I just be giving straight facts and giving y'all the game here, man. So anybody rocking with me, I appreciate y'all because y'all the real ones. You feel me? So everything I said in the rap is true. It's all real. This is serious business right now, and I don't think meme coins are going to hold up in the face of a lot of negative news because people aren't trying to be fun and have jovial, you know, all that stuff. So now's the opportunity to short them. Basically what that was about. And then also too, because, you know, of course you release a music video and always says it's a top signal, it's a top signal. Well, I've been doing this long enough through bear markets and stuff that like I release so many music videos that like it can't be a top every time, right? In this case, even I think it might be the top, but usually actually, you know, we're not sitting near all-time highs when we're at a Bitcoin conference. So that was unusual. You know, Bitcoin is really strong. So Bitcoin being near all-time highs, maybe altcoins weren't, but Bitcoins were. So, but anyways, I was like, oh, okay. You know, Randy posted the video on Twitter and then someone says a top or whatever. I said, okay, well, I'm comfortable up here. I should pull out a cold drink and a beach chair. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to short these altcoins then. This is the top. So, you know, that's what that was about. And then, of course, also I had to mention the fact that I've been doing the rapping stuff for a while. I know a few people, you know, like to make raps with about finance, but just so you know, I've been doing this. You know what I mean? My stuff already blew up. My first stock song ever blew up. You know what I mean? So I've been doing this. So can't nobody tell me nothing about rap when it comes to this genre of it. But anyways, man, that's mostly what I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoying Father's Day. And everybody who watches this on a replay, appreciate if you like it and share it. I did go into a lot of stuff about specifically the psychology around why I'm shorting. This is the other thing too for everybody watching. Leave comments on my videos telling me what you want to learn about. Tell me what you want to see, because I respond to my people, right? I don't have that many people watching my videos right now. So I'm a public servant. You know what I mean? You tell me what videos you want to make. Someone told me they're like, make a top 10 reasons to trade crypto video. That's what I did. You know, I didn't make it the next day, but I did do that. So if there's something specific, maybe there's an indicator, maybe there's a piece of market cipher, maybe there's just a general shitcoin short philosophy, you know, whatever it is. Why do you want to trade on Phemex? I got more Phemex content coming. I got to say, Phemex is my favorite leverage trading platform. It's the only one I use. I used to have a couple others, but Phemex is where you can get damn near any coin you want to trade. Which is helpful because I'm an opportunist and I take advantage of all this volatility. So Phemex, and there's also other cool stuff on Phemex that I want to do. There's copy trading. There's these grid bots. There's a lot of other things. I'm going to make some content around that as well, showing people how to use some of the features that are specifically on Phemex. So I appreciate it if you use my referral code to sign up, because also, by the way, you get some extra perks and some extra bonuses and stuff when you use my code than if you just created an account on your own. So yeah, use my Phemex code as well. If you're looking for a larger bankroll, just straight up cash, you don't want to have to adjust leverage. That's where Breakout Prop comes in. You can see here on Breakout Prop, I'm doing pretty good right now. I really did kind of catch the top of these. You know, this was higher before. This one BCH got me, but again, that's why I'm diversified. No big deal. And I still think it's coming back. You see it's dropping here. So we'll see. A lot of stuff is dropping right now. Now the pre-market for the Nasdaq comes up at, I guess 3 o'clock my time is when it first starts. So soon enough here, you start seeing the futures. And before I go, there's one more thing, right? So for those out there who are new and want to like organize your chart on TradingView, this is just so you know how I have mine, right? So the ones that are my key ones that I go to here, the Nasdaq's here, the QQQ. This one here, it's NQ1 exclamation point. This is the futures, okay? This one shows you what's going on after hours. Now the futures are not open on the weekends, but they're gonna come open here in a few hours or so. So the blue is actually after hours each day. Okay, so you can see in crypto. The reason I have this is because crypto will usually follow this or be about the same type of price action and direction after hours. In between, because most of the time the stock market's closed, whereas crypto is open 24/7. So this is kind of something that you look at to see what's going on in the pre-market or after hours or something. If there's some news that drops after hours or something like that, which you can't see when you're looking here, because this is there's a lot of gaps because of the it's only open during certain hours. So this one is like it's not 24/7 because it's not open on the weekends. So this one gets you through the weekdays at night. So that's NQ1. Then I got to put ETH and Bitcoin right here because I want to see what's going on with those, and then these get rearranged depending on what I'm trading. So it's like a kid. If you ever seen a teacher at school, the bad kid, you go on a field trip, the bad kid, she want to sit right next to the bad kid. The teacher want to sit, keep it out. This is the bad kid, okay, for me, SPX. because this is the one I have no business shorting. I'm just shorting it out of spite because it's too strong to short. However, it may have run out of buyers here because I caught the tizop on this last short other than this scam wick. So I'm green on it right now. And then the other bad kid was BCH. This one, I don't know why it turned bullish, but it did. And, maybe this was the last straw. Maybe it's not. But I'm betting that it is. And again, if I'm wrong, no big deal. I've got all these other ones. So that's when you go down the list and all these other ones just red. Or for me, it's green. But they just been doing nothing but going down. They can't get a bid because there's too many of them this cycle. There's just too many damn shit coins. They'll move on to the next one is what ends up happening. They're all down. Look at them all down. I'm comfortably green on all my positions, and again, this Phemex is not hella money. I'm up a couple grand or whatever, that's nothing to some people, but consider how much money I put in, $2,000 is pretty damn good, and everything's relative to percentage anyways, right? So that's that. And, that's basically how I got it all set up. Again, leave some questions for me if you got anything for me. Shout out to the private group, the Wave Makers, man. Y'all really have some real ones. Always been rocking with your boy Cassius Cuvée since day one here. So we're definitely going to always keep looking out for y'all. Hold on, let me put this I'm looking at the Discord here. But that's pretty much all I got for you today, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I do say that potentially shorting these meme coins is an opportunity of a lifetime. Darian, I think, called it out on our last Friday call. He's like, yeah, because they're all going to go to nothing. Yeah. I'm basically going to short them until Phemex delists them. As long as I can. I think they're done. So that's where I am on those. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it rocking from there. So everybody, appreciate you joining on a Sunday with your boy Cassius Cuvée. I know it's not the most common day that people do this, but I want to own Sundays. You feel me? I want to be the guy who everybody taps in for the weekly recap wrap. Everybody who doesn't usually, you can casually watch me if you want to. That's fine. But Sunday is a Cassius Cuvée day, Sunday fun day. You know what I'm saying? To come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. I believe I have a different perspective than a lot of technical analysis traders. I do know and understand all the tools, what other people do, but part of the reason why I try to do something different is so I'm not just like everybody else. I'm trying to give you more of a reason behind why, because ultimately you're going to find your own trading strategy that works for you. One thing I'm going to probably start doing is live streaming my scalping. I thought of a little, not gamified it, but I thought of a little reward type of system for when I win a trade versus when I lose a trade. I got to technically figure out how to do it. And I know I only do the show once a week, like it's only one weekly recap a week because it does take me time to write a rap and stuff, But what I think I'm going to do is some live trading on Breakout Prop and Phemex where it's like scalping, where I don't have time to explain all the shit to you guys. I'm just going to go in there and trade. And I'll tell you my thoughts in real time, but I don't know what to tell you. Stuff that could take me minutes to explain, it's like a split second in my brain. I'm like, get out, going, now, boom, go, in, out. I don't like it, get out. It goes so fast in my brain that I can't even do it live on the show because it wouldn't be applicable. But then if I do it live for trading, then it's like you're not gonna really be able to understand everything I'm saying. So I want to do different formats of live show. Basically, it won't be a show. It'll just be me coming on here live and trading. All right, we got a comment from Ninja Girl. Personally, I'd wait until ETH makes another local top before trying to short meme coins. They tend to follow ETH. They do, but they didn't follow. They followed it as far as they followed it. And I think we might be. I think we're at the top of ETH in Bitcoin. So if we're not at the top of ETH in Bitcoin, then sure, they could go higher again. I think we got a pretty local top. My point is this. If Bitcoin has a 10% pullback, memes ain't coming back this high again. You see what I'm saying? And that is proven. This is very important because that's proven by the fact that Bitcoin, when it first hit its all-time high here in January, all of these coins didn't make it back up that. Oh, let me pull up TradingView one more time. Bitcoin hit its all-time high in January the first time, and the altcoins didn't make it back up that high again. So I'm not saying this is necessarily the absolute top of Bitcoin this cycle, but if we get another pullback like we just had here, not even that much, just another one like that, these are going to get crushed so bad that they're not going to come all the way back up again. This little pump right here was the pump of Bitcoin remaking its all-time high again. This, you see what I'm saying? This little pump, this little baby pump. This is April. You get what I'm saying? This is the weekly chart. If you're telling me that if Bitcoin goes all the way back up to all-time high and this coin only did this much again, I don't know what is going to make this coin come all the way back up here. It would have to be like a whole new meme coin cycle season hype. And I just don't think people believe in these coins that much. They're going to find that. I'm not saying no coin ever will come and pump it again. Fartcoin was late to the market and Fartcoin was strong. Remember, that's when we started doing the live stream show. Fartcoin was strong. But what the hell is Fartcoin doing now? Let me see. I had some of the stronger tickers up here. Fartcoin, Fartcoin was strong, right? This was March. And then Fartcoin was one of the stronger tickers, but Fartcoin was a little bit newer coin. You know, it didn't come out till December. So what happens is people kind of forget about their old ones and then they run to their new ones. And then you end up with a situation like meme where there's just no more buyers left. You know, like this is not ever coming back up here again. It's not going to happen. I'm literally betting on it never coming back this high ever again. And so that is basically the premise here, is that even if Bitcoin is not at its top, if there's a significant pullback in Bitcoin, the altcoins, the meme coins, the real shit coins, the ones that I have called out that are super bearish, they're not going to make a new all-time high again. It might be some other meme coin or something like that, but like these ones are not, like, you need a whole nother hype cycle for them. And by that time, people have forgotten about the old ones, they on to the new. So that's basically my premise here, is that not necessarily Bitcoin and ETH have topped for the, even ETH might have topped, but Bitcoin maybe hasn't topped for the cycle. Actually, ETH may not have topped, but it's that these ones that they trade with Bitcoin and ETH, but not in the extent anymore. They ran out of buyers because they moved on to other projects, basically. Those people were a bunch of paper hands. So I feel you in the sentiment in general, Ninja Girl, about like if Beat, makes another local top, sure, stuff will pump. But like, if we have a big drop right here, which I'm bearish right now, they'll get crushed so bad that they're not even coming back like that. So that's basically the premise I'm looking at. But anyways, great call out there though, because I'm glad you did call that out, because I wanted to clarify that. And anyways, next week we're going to go over some other stuff. Like I said, I want to try to figure out how to do some scalping real time, because honestly, scalping is my favorite way to trade. I'm going to be honest with you. It's my favorite way to trade. And it's harder to do it. I can't like explain everything and my whole thought process while I'm scalping, because you got to have your finger on the trigger the whole time. But I kind of want people to see how I do it, because I swear I do better scalping than anything, man. And it's great too, because when you're done, you're closed out, you just go have a beer. It doesn't even matter, right? Like your day is over, you can go to sleep, and you don't have any open positions. You don't have to think twice or check the market as soon as you wake up. None of that shit. So scalping, I think, is a talent and a skill that I really could teach people. And perhaps that was what I originally wanted to do when I first started live streaming, to be honest with you. But it was just kind of like too hard to. I got so much other wealth information in my brain, but at the same time, we still got a small community here. So listen, Cassie's on here saying, right, she wants to learn how to scalp. You know what? If I got 8 people on here and all 8 of them say, stop talking about this fucking trend cycle shit and just show me how to scalp, then we scalping, baby. You know what I'm saying? We scalping. So tell me what you guys want to see. You know what I mean? Because I can swing trade, I can scalp, we can do long-term investing, we can do DCA strategies, we can do all that shit. You feel me? So like, if you guys want to know the scalping, man, I really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Scalp. Yep. See, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm losing audience. Maybe I need to go back to scalping. You guys have convinced me. I already was convincing myself. You guys have convinced me. We're gonna go back to scalping. I appreciate y'all giving me the feedback. All right. I'm rocking with who's rocking with me. So we got Blockchain Cowboy and Cassie. There's 2 votes for scalping. So yeah, easy in and out, quick in and out. The key is you got to cut your losses when it's going against you. And the way I know I'm doing that is because I'm scalping. I'm gonna be on the 10-minute. And granted, too, by the way, I don't scalp Bitcoin. It just doesn't give me the volatility that I want, and that matters, because it matters what ticker you scalp, because you want to get the volatility. Like, you want something that's like, so before I start scalping the day, I'll just give you this nugget before we leave about scalping. I'm looking at my bad, I thought I had a chart up. I'm looking at the local price action to see who's giving me what looks like a great ticker to scalp in that moment, right? And I could even show you, like, if you were long scalping SPX, this would be great. Get all these little up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You would just be in and out of these all the way up. Basically, you're cutting your losses as soon as it goes against you, and you're buying it. Let me zoom in a little bit, just like on this little thing here, right? Like the day started, right? Whatever day this was, right? This was June the 7th, and like, you caught this upswing that's down here, and then maybe we wake up or whatever, and we see some price action going like this. Okay, we got another scalping vote in here. All right, listen, man, look like I need to stick to what I originally wanted to do anyways. Scalping. What ends up happening is you start buying these dips. I know it's kind of hard to see. It's hard to back test. That's why I have to do it in real time too, because it's hard to freaking back test all the time. So, because you can't zoom in. Basically, if I click this 1 hour, it's going to kick off the chart. But the 10-minute cycles, within the 1 hour directional is what I'm buying. I'll be buying the green dots and selling the red. Basically, this whole time you're basically buying the dip and selling the rip. But because as soon as it goes against you is when you get out. And you want to look for a ticker that's giving you that type of price action. If you see something going flat, it's a little bit harder. I want to have that bullish bias, and so, or whatever bias, bearish might be. Let me go to the 1 hour real quick and see if I can find what it looked like on the 1 hour at that time period, right? That was like this time period. So you're seeing like a lot of these bumps are like very significant. Like you would short here and then you'd go long here and then you short here and you go long. You get what I'm saying? And what happens is over time, the wins add up. We call it bat and singles. The wins would add up over time. And you don't catch the perfect top and the perfect bottom every time. But what really is happening is you're keeping yourself from getting wrecked because ain't no telling when this drop is going to happen. Right? We don't really know. So I'm going off the red dot on the 1 hours first. Before it even turns red, I'm going to be out because the 10-minute red dot happened before that. So I'm not getting hit with this whole downside or this whole downside. I would have been out before, certainly before any of this hit, right? So that's the main thing is on scalping, you're kind of cutting your losses quick. And I'm doing that. I'm using Market Cipher B a lot to do that. But it would be on the 10-minute ways. Again, when you do it, it kicks you all the way out. It would be, in real time, it ain't no scrolling like this. I have it up. So in real time, let me show you how I do it. If I was on breakout prop scalping, I would basically have a split screen like this. So I would have my chart here down at the bottom, trading view down at the bottom, and I have breakout prop at top or whatever. If you got two screens or whatever, like if I'm doing the laptop, I have the laptop down here and then I have a bigger screen above it. Right now I've got two screens, one here and one here. So I might have it over here and over here or whatever. Both these screens are kind of big actually. Maybe I have it on the same screen, but I want it real close, right? I'm looking at down here and then I'm in, out, boom, boom. Breakout prop, or not even breakout prop, it could be Phemex too. You're looking at the 1 minute candles. So what I'm doing is on TradingView, let me go back to this real quick. On TradingView, I have the 1 hour and the 10-minute chart up. I'm kind of going back and forth. You don't really have to go back and forth. Let me take that back. Once you establish the trend, which I'm establishing with the 1 hour, then you zoom into the 10-minute. You don't need to go back and forth. What I might be going back and forth is like the 5 minute and the 3 minute. I might be looking at some of those. But on the breakout prop, or wherever I'm actually placing the trades, these are on the 1 minute candle. You see, this is the 1 minute is like my default here. I wasn't scalping this, but 1 minute candle is what I'm looking at. And what ends up happening, let me tell you guys, you really start to notice price action like in real time. It looks like it needs to load. In real time when there is a candle on a 1 minute chart, because it starts flickering, you start noticing the price action, you start seeing a big old jump. This is okay. Now we're on this is the 5 minute. Go back to 1. You're gonna see a big old wick, a big old candle move, and you're like, okay. And you start seeing the white. You just start seeing it in real time, and this is why I want to do it in real time, because you start noticing, okay, this is looking like a reversal is coming, and you got to have the balls just go in. And these are market orders, by the way, too. There ain't no time for no limit orders. You got to go in, and then you got to be ready to jump out. So I go in and I'd be like this. I'm like ready to close if this ain't doing what I want it to do. You feel me? Like it won't be no minus $622. Not on no scalp. You know what I mean? It might be minus 100. I don't know what. It wouldn't be that much. So, okay. Since we got on scalping, you want to pick what ticker you're going to be scalping. So first, remember I said we're going to look at TradingView, and we want to find one that's doing what we want to do as far as price action. Then when you come in here, though, you've got to know in advance how big of a position on BCH at $9,000 is 40 lots. That's what that is. But on what is this? APT. $3,000 is only 1,500 lots. So it's like $3,300 worth of this can give me just as much profit in real money as $9,000 on BCH. And that's just because BCH is a less volatile ticker. So you kind of need to know that shit. And the only way you actually know it is by doing it. So you got to try to scalp some of those tickers in smaller amounts of money first. Start small. You got to do it. And then you start realizing, okay, because look, I'm not even using all my money here, right? I got $100,000 portfolio and I'm only using 36 grand. I don't even hardly ever use more than that. And you can make $1,000 a day. So that's why I'm like, you could use a bigger amount. It's, maybe 50, something like that. I'm not using the whole 100 grand though. Believe that. To me, I'm only really, I don't even know what the most, I've tried it. Of course, I've tried it. But like when I'm really in, say I'm doing a little bit of a swing trade, like this time when I'm trying to catch the top, like The most I would be in would be, because I'd be basically averaging down. When I call averaging down, I'm saying like I'm kind of building a position of like, it might be $52,000. Something like that would be the most I'd probably even use, right? 55 if I'm really like believing it, right? So you see I had like, this is the 30-minute chart. I'm like, why is there so many? Because I had built 3 positions. But you gotta understand, when I was doing it, I was on the 1-minute chart when I was entering these here. So it looked like, so I hate back testing. I gotta show you guys in real time. Basically though, because it seems like they all happen at the same time, but they didn't. Within 30 minutes they happened, I guess, because they're on the same candle. Try to find that peak here. Come on, where was it? Where did I enter? Oh, it was back farther. I was way up here. You see how much it dropped? Hold on. Okay, I had entered here on these ones, right? So first, remember, this is not scalping. This was a swing, but basically I was looking at a 1-minute chart. I had entered here. Boom, it went against me. This was a smaller position though. And this was a quote unquote entry position. And maybe I should have cut my losses right here, but I was thinking like, okay, I still felt like this was the top. And, I was pretty much right. I entered one more here, one more unit here. I'm fully loaded. Now you got to make a decision though if you're wrong. Originally, my stop loss was here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, if I'm wrong and we're going to reevaluate. And that's okay. You take that one on the chin. But man, I just didn't think so. You know what I'm saying? And so it turned out I was right. And, I was kind of building that position when I got there. In real time, I was looking at price. But again, I wasn't just looking at this. I was looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum at the same time too, in real time. So, I did it on 5 tickers too. But basically, I knew how much money. That's what I'm trying to get at. So let me open this up real quick. So one thing you want to do, by the way, if you're in Breakout Prop, is you want to turn on net aggregator. You want to check this box, net aggregation right here. And then, because then it adds, if I take this off, everything is separate. When you put it on, it shows you everything, all the ones. So you can just have a drop down. So I can just like hide all the ones, and it does, and net aggregate, it does like the math for you, right? I've got a total of 6,000 lots here in APT, and I've got first, so you see my first position was 1,500, and then I went bigger on the bigger one, 3,000, because I was like, nah, that's the top, son. And I was prepared to this. Like I had planned this in advance, right? I was going to load the boat, right? And so, maybe you could say, well, if I did that, I shouldn't have gone here. Well, I didn't want to miss it if it was the top. I didn't want to have nothing, right? So if you will, I averaged in, if you will, right? But I got myself what I wanted. I got a total of 6,000 here because this is on. It's made me 4,200 profit. You see this ad? It basically just does the math for you. And then, but you do have to put your stop loss in each one separately. They don't all have to be the same. I just happen to make them the same. So anyways, I don't know. That's just a piece of that. We'll go into more detail on that later. But anyways, I appreciate you guys telling me what you want to see, what you want to hear. And I'm going to have to make sure that I focus on scalping on the next come up show. Because I know you guys like scalping, but I may also really have an idea to make it kind of a fun scalping experience. Because with scalping, you get the reward quickly, right? You lose or you won, quick. Right? Maybe 10 minutes, maybe an hour, but it's pretty quick. And so, maybe that'll be a fun thing to do. I won't have time to explain every thought process on everything, but it'll at least tell you like what I'm looking at in the moment. And I was just saying that originally I got off on this tangent because on APT, I know how, like the dollar amount, what I have it on, it's on 1,500 units, just $3,300. Of my 100,000, that's only 3%. That's not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that because I was prepared to put in more money, right? A total of 6,000 units, lots we'll call it. That's what they call it. 6,000 lots is $13,000 worth of that. That's still not a huge position when they give you 100 grand, but you want to be careful on Breakout Prop because you just go, oh, I'm going in 50 grand all at once, right? Then like, for example, this first one, I might have been damn near liquidated or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So Breakout Prop is a little bit of a different trading strategy than what you would do on like say Phemex, where I don't know. I just don't do as big of positions. I'm not doing 50x on most of my coins. I did when I knew we were at the top in January. I knew we were at the top. It got stopped out of sun, but most of them I just waited and I was late enough to jump in on the way down and they never came back. But basically on Phemex, I'm doing maybe 20x leverage, 15x depending on what the altcoins are. These are really small coins, you guys. So you could get scam wicked anytime. So 50x is pretty tough. But on Breakout Prop, because you're not adjusting the leverage, it's just the amount of money. So it uses a different part of your brain as far as the math is concerned. You feel me? Like you're like, okay, I got 100 grand, $13,000 worth of it is, 13% of it. You know what I'm saying? You kind of start doing your balance that way. And all these are not entered at the exact same moment necessarily. I'm watching them and kind of entering it maybe within 5 minutes, maybe within an hour, but they're not like, it all equaled 36 grand. I'm like, okay, for me, that's a good enough amount of money because this was up to 10 grand. Oh, I'm not even on showing you breakout part right now. This was up to 10 grand already, right? So I already would hit it, you know what I mean? So this is over 10 grand at one point. If I wasn't giga short, I would have been taking the profit, But I'm like, okay, I'm going for the gusto on this one. And so, but basically, like, all these have a different size position depending on what you want to do. I'm gonna give you a quick tip too on breakout prop. It's not good to trade this many tickers because it'll start lagging on you. You know what I'm saying? It'll start lagging on you. So you got to be a little bit careful there. This is only $1,100. It's not even a big ticker, ENA. But man, but look. It's a perfect example right here. ENA, 8,000 units on ENA. I've got 16,000 units. I went in ENA twice. I'm only using $2,200 worth of my $2,200 worth of my 100 grand on this one ticker, and this ticker's already made me $1,100. So you don't even need to use that super huge amount of money, but it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, which is why I always say purchase the $100,000 one instead of the 10,000 one, these little ones, because what's going to happen is you're going to start winning. Like, man, I want to win some real money. Because this is real money. $10,000 to me, and $10,000 is real money. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but man, if that was like $1,000, you'd be like, yeah, I did all this work and $1,000. You still feel good. 1,000 is not nothing, but it's like, man, that would have been 10,000 if they offered it to me. I would have taken it, So 100, I say do the max every time on breakout prop. And reminder, use my referral code if you do. I appreciate it. I get a discount, but I get a little commission, but you guys get a discount. It ain't that much, but everything adds up over time. So always take whatever discount you can get. GGRF7W. Anyways, I think that's it for today. I'm going to a winery, but actually out here in Oakland today. A friend of mine hit me. She's like, she's a member, so we're gonna go, and that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm going over the time here, but that's okay. I love you. I love the chat. Who got someone new in the chat? I don't know how to pronounce your name. XVQQXX. How do you chart, and what's your strategy using the trade? Oh, that's a broad question. I will say this. Go back and watch this live stream. It was more philosophical about why I'm shorting the meme coins and stuff and kind of when to enter, because everything I thought was peaking. And instead of shorting strength, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum, even though Ethereum strength to me is iffy, still stronger than a lot of the meme coins. I would go back and I would short the meme coins. So, but my chart. So when I chart, I showed this for breakout prop in Phemex. Even I'll split screen it so that way you can see. Let's see. I'll split screen it like this, even, so that way you can see both at the same time. But I do all my charting on here on TradingView. I don't really fool with the charts much on the actual trading platforms. I pretty much do them all in TradingView. And in TradingView, you want to make sure you're on the right. You should be on the right. What do you call it up here? The right platform, the right trading and leverage trading exchange. This is Bybit because breakout prop uses Bybit. That's why I use Bybit on this one here. Not a big deal to me. Pretty much the same, except for when those cheating scam looks come, like on this example, it actually happened. So, nothing's perfect world here when you're trading as many coins as I'm trading. You know what I'm saying? You do what you did. You do what you can. At the end of the day, this is a bear. Well, not this one. This is a bullish ticker, but like a bullish ticker is bullish on all the platforms. So this is a gamble. You got. This one's not real. Don't try this one at home. I'm shorting SPX. I'm actually up. It's kind of funny that I'm actually up right now. I could have gotten stopped out here on the scam, but it didn't happen. Look at that scam. That's not real. But yeah, that's it. So how do I chart? I'm gonna make some more videos on how I'm charting and stuff. I gotta tell you guys, because I was trying to articulate this to myself, like, what am I doing? And I can't help it. I have so much experience just staring at charts all day. I tell a lot literally just by looking at candles. And by the way, for trends, you can look at Heikin-Ashi candles too. You can switch to Heikin-Ashi candles if you like looking at trends. Where are we? They look a little bit different. Let me just make it bigger. I'm trying to look for a bigger trend here. Heikin-Ashi candles take like an average of the previous candle. And so you're looking at something like this, and you're like, well, the trend is starting to come down. There's like a strategy where it says like, okay, the first two candles with no wicks, now the trend has started to the downside. But then again, you get false positives there. I'm a little too precise to only go by them, but I like to look at them to see, okay, what's going on in trend basically on what time frame, right? Like if this is a weekly trend, this is still going up, but I'm also gambling that was the top, right? So, again, this ticker was a bullish ticker. So let's say like on Moondead, like you see the trend on the weekly, God, that was an ugly trend down. It gave us these epic candles up. Like, this is not going to continue, and it looks like this has started, and why not? This could happen again. And that's literally what I'm betting on, right? So that's Heikinashi, but I'm usually charting with the regular candles. As far as someone asked in the private group too last week, they said, where do you draw your support and resistance? Do you draw from the wick or the body? I like the wick usually. I mean, I'm cognizant of the body. I'm gonna look at it, but when I draw, these are not trend lines here. These are like entries and stuff. The orange ones. The white, I use white to draw my trend lines. That's why you see a lot of white here. It's just my little system. Everybody got a little system. But white lines are usually my trend lines. I do use a lot of these dotted lines are just, they're just alerts, but you might put that in a trend line or above it, below, whatever, for whatever reason. Then the blue, I like the blue line when you want to do I guess I should say white is not a trend line. That's support and resistance. Trend line would be a lot of times like the blue one, because it gives you the extended line, like perfect. You don't have to draw it. Like you pick a point and it does it like a laser pointer or something. They don't always add up when time frames start changing. Nothing is perfect here. But basically, a lot of stuff I'm looking at is just price action. It really is just candles. I'm like, bro, this pumped. It didn't make a new all-time high. It didn't break out. I'm betting that was the top. At least a local top. It's Bitcoin, so Bitcoin might go higher, but all I need is one more spook to drop these down and spook the market, and all these altcoins are going to go to shit. And so to me, shorting weakness is where I get the bigger gains. And then even though Bitcoin came all the way back, the altcoins didn't. I'm still up 4,000% on all those altcoins I shorted at the top. So anyways, that's all we got for today, y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Everybody who tapped in. I really do have like a wealth of knowledge in my brain, like different stuff. It is better when we go, like you ask me like specific questions. I can like address it specifically. So it's all good. I love y'all, man. Enjoy your Father's Day, and maybe leave your daddy alone. Maybe that's what he want on Father's Day. I don't know. Some people just want to be left alone once in a while, right? A full-time dad, But anyways, appreciate you too, Cassie. I'm glad you jumped in this one. And, we're going to revisit. Listen, I'm not going anywhere. I've been through the worst of times. You guys, people know I lost a lot of money in Celsius, that kind of bullshit. Like, I've seen the worst of it. Like I say in the Bitcoin Bestie song with Randy Hipper, I'm a Bitcoin bull. You know what I'm saying? You can't phase me, So, I'm still here. You know what I mean? No matter what happens, I try to grow every single day. And so I'm going to keep giving you on the game how the way I get it. And I'm going to just keep being real and keeping it 100. And, we try to have some fun with it while we do it too. So anyways, y'all, I'm going to holler at you later. And watch that Bitcoin Bestie. Big shout out to Randy Hipper, my Bitcoin Bestie. It's on Twitter and our YouTube channel. But make sure you support your girl there. She's doing big things. She works very hard every single day, bringing the crypto news every morning. So proud to say that my song is her intro song. All right, we got one that says, "In with the song." You want me to end with Bitcoin Bestie or with a weekly recap rap? Usually I put the weekly recap rap one more time. I'm going to do both. All right, just so it's on the recording. First, I'm going to do the weekly recap rap, and then we'll end with Bitcoin Bestie. So one more time, the weekly recap rap, because I do put a lot of work into this, even though it's a short rap. I always make sure it's on point. So here we go. This is week 5 rap, y'all. It's wartime. And I ain't talking about the crypto trenches either, man. It's real out here. But first, I'm going to rewind back to Monday. Couldn't wait for Monday morning to release the music video. You knew for sure that Randy was a star, but now you really know. When Biddy's price popped, right when Bitcoin Bestie dropped, we had Twitter jumping while it's pumping, cause they know it's hot. My video's the top? Well, I'm comfortable up here. I should pull out a cold drink in the beach chair, trading both directions, making money in each year. I'm loading up the boat when the gauge is in deep fear. I think it's time you listen. I'm confirming my suspicions. I got 19 short positions, and they all with high convictions, and they all got one condition. They all relatively weaker. When the price is going cheaper, spot them like a heat seeker. Then war hit the market in the groin. Shit got real. R.I.P. to your silly meme coin. If you're sick of losing, well then bring your ass here. These imaginary traders didn't listen last year, but now since it's Father's Day and I'm the daddy to this, all you finance rappers, y'all owe me some gifts. Yeah. Been on CNBC, cover the Wall Street Journal. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Rapping and investing. It's the come up. Let's go. All right, now we're gonna put on Bitcoin Bestie one more time for the one time. First time I played it on my channel was today. So here we go. We're gonna come right back to Bitcoin Bestie.
Randy Hipper.
Cassius Cuvée.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie.
just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen live trading on a widescreen? Bitcoin showing you the steps to own it. We got the alpha, I bet you want it. I'm having fun, send a lecture on it. Randy, put a little extra on it.
It's mutable and decentralized, no censorship or hard cap supply. It's open source and we classify the blockchain secure, and that's exactly why. It's hard money with a new plan. It bounced a lot like this new jam. If Bitcoin dipped, then we ain't gon' trip. I'ma be bullish on you, fam.
It's great for those who just DCA'd. If you stacking sats and you trying to save, some like to hodl, some like to trade. I'ma do both, just ride the wave. When price drop, don't get angry. Man, that's just how the game be. I seen worse, nothing really pains me. I'm a Bitcoin bull, can't change me.
It's the best assets of the old times, like the 1849 gold mines. It's a gold rush happening in yo time. Every 4 years gonna blow minds. Let's see, investing. When Bitcoin met me, it blessed me. Positive is just how I live. All I gotta say is stay zesty.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
By now, you should know that it's here to stay. When inflation and fiat is running away. I've been here since back in the day when they said it would never hit 100K. You trust the banks? Well, I trust the code. Price predictions, I barely stress. Hit $1 million in 5 years? Maybe less. When it does, you'll see it on the Daily Zest.
You should watch if you knew or a clever trader. She's too cool, you could never hate her. She gotta be the #1 educator. Could explain Bitcoin to a 7th grader. Gotta say what's up to the super chat. Special shout out to the last tipper. Bitcoin bestie, Randy Hipper. That shoe fit like a glass slipper.
Just got my friends in a frenzy. We ain't even trying to be trendy. I'm a digital girl in a digital world. Out here repping it for Gen Z. We peer to peer cause the future's here. All grown up and permissionless. Now picture this, we're witnesses. By now you should know what the mission is.
Crypto winner is so frigid, it's no gimmick, but I'm cold with it. I've been in it since 4 digits. Price going up with no limits. I'm Cuvée like fine wine. Whenever I rhyme, come toast me. Grab the homie, raise a glass. One love to Satoshi.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
Yee, that's your boy Cassius Cuvée. That's the come up with Cassius Cuvée. That's it for the Sunday Fun Day show, man. Y'all go have some Cuvée or something. Say what's up to your pops. Leave them alone if you want to be left alone, or hang out with them if you want to hang out. And that's how we're doing it today, man. But appreciate you guys. It was a great show. You know what I mean? We got to just try to get people to like it and share it and join in. And it looks like we got scalping on the docket next week. So I'm going to holler at you guys next week. Peace.